This next trick is my absolute favourite trick because I think it looks so much like magic. So this is the trick where we're going to make an object seem like it suddenly appeared. So you may have already done this experiment, in which case I'm going to explain the science behind what happened, but I'm also going to show you how to do it just in case it didn't work for you. So I've got a cup and I've got in this box some of those water balls like you've made. So I'm going to put some of the water balls into the cup, like this. And then you need a really small toy. It doesn't really matter what you use. So a Lego minifigure works pretty well for this one, or I've got a bright pink pig because it's a bit easier to see on the video. I'm going to pop the pig inside the balls, like this, and then put a few more balls over the top. There we go. Okay, and then I'll just move this box out of the way so that you can see. If I hold this up to the camera, you'll see that it is really difficult to see the pig inside those balls. And that's because the way we normally see is that light comes from the light in the ceiling, or it might come from the sun. It hits an object, and then it bounces off the object into our eyes, and that's how we see. Now in here, the light is going through those balls, and it's bouncing off in all sorts of different directions, which means by the time it reaches our eyes, it all looks kind of scrambled, and we can't see what's hidden inside. And it's all just because the light is going through the water balls, and then through the air, and then through the next water ball, and then through the air. And all those differences, going through water, then air, then water, then air, it makes the light bounce around so much that it scrambles the picture. So, here comes the slightly magic part. If we can fill those air gaps with water, this will basically be just a cup of water. Because those water balls, you know from when you made them, they are mostly water. We had to start with that little ball that you started with, but mostly they're filled with water. So let's see what happens if we pour some water in. Make sure I hold it where you can see it. So I'm just going to pour some water into the top. And now you can see my pig. Oh, it started to float. Did you see? The pig was suddenly visible. There we go. It's really easy to see the pig, even where it's under the water. And even if I push it down, you can still see that toy pig in the cup. The reason for that is because now the light is going through the water and through the water balls, and it goes through them in the same way. So it doesn't bounce around quite so much. Before, when it was water and air, it was bouncing about in all sorts of different ways. But now, it's able to go straight through the water and the water balls, goes straight through them, hits the pig, and bounces back into our eyes nice and straight. And that's how we're able to see it. It might seem a little bit complicated, but the real words for this one is refraction. So to begin with, when we didn't have the water in there, the light was going in and refracting all over the place. That just means it was bouncing around inside. And then, by the time it hit our eyes, the picture was all scrambled. But now, the light goes in, goes straight through, and by the time it hits our eyes, it's nice and straight, and we can see our figure really, really easily.